So you might be asking yourself, why all this work with algebra tiles? Well, they relate to expressions like this one given. Now, I would give you this expression and say, combine like terms or simplify this expression. And when you go to do that, what you can do is imagine that you have 2x squared tiles, that you have 3x tiles, you have 1 tile, an x squared tile, 2x tiles, and 2 unit tiles. And then you would count up all of the ones that you have that are alike. So I have 1, 2, 3 x squared, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 x tiles, and then I have 1, 2, 3 unit tiles. So the expression, or the simplified expression for this would be 3x squared plus 5x plus 3. Alright, so let's take a look at this example. And again, if you would like, please write out the expression and draw the tiles underneath. Alright, I'm not sure if you noticed this or not when you copied the expression down, that the 4 in the second expression had a negative sign in front of it. So I made those tiles red. Now, when we combine them with the other one, we have 4 yellow tiles and that are positive, and we have 4 negative. That gives me no x tiles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 x squared tiles and 1, 2, 3 unit tiles. So the simplified expression for these two is 7x squared plus 3. Alright, here's the next expression. And the first set of parentheses is not in the same order as the second one, so be careful. Instead of drawing the tiles this time, we're going to connect the terms that are the same. So we have a positive 2x squared, and we also have a positive 6x squared. That gives me 8x squared. Then we have a positive 3x and a negative 2x. That is going to give me a positive x. And the last ones are 1 and a negative 1, which would give me 0. So my simplified expression for the addition of these two expressions is 8x squared plus x. Here's the next one. Pause it and see if you can get it on your own. So first I took a look at the terms that were the same. The 3x squared and the minus 2x squared are the same term. 3 minus 2 gives me 1x squared. Then I have minus 2x and a minus 2x. That gives me a negative 4x. And a positive 1 and a positive 6 gives me positive 7. Alright, go ahead and take a look at this next example. Copy the expressions down on your paper and combine like terms and write a simplified expression. Alright, when I combined like terms, I got negative 2x squared minus 4x minus 5. Now, there are two different ways to write this. If you don't like using the minus signs, you can use plus and negative. So the second way I wrote it was negative 2x squared plus negative 4x plus negative 5x. They both mean the same thing. Alright, this example is a little bit tricky. Let's take a look at it together. Notice there's no longer an addition sign in between the sets of parentheses. There's a minus. That means you're taking the whole second set away from the first set. So let's take a look at what that means. That means I have 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 5x squared minus x and minus a negative 1. Now let's combine the terms that are the same. I have 3x squared and a negative 5x squared gives me negative 2x squared. I have a positive 2x and a negative x gives me x. And I have positive 1 minus a negative gives me really a positive, so that gives me 2. Go ahead and copy this example down and try it on your own. You should have gotten negative x squared plus 3x plus 13. Alright, you always won't have two expressions that have parentheses. You might have an expression like this, and the directions will simply say combine like terms or write an expression in simplified form. So you work the same way you did with parentheses. You find the terms that are the same. So you have a 5x squared and a 10x squared gives you 15x squared. A minus 4x and a positive 7x gives me a positive 3x. And I have just a plus 6, nothing to combine it with. Let's try some more examples. Here's your next example. Copy it down and try it on your own. Alright, when you took a look at this, you should have seen that there was a positive 3x squared and a negative 3x squared gives me 0. X minus 7x gives me negative 6x. And then there was just a 5. So the expression in simplified terms is negative 6x plus 5. Here's the next example. Please hit pause and copy it on your paper. You should have come up with negative x squared minus 10x plus 13, or negative x squared plus negative 10x plus 13. Please take a look at the toolkit entry on combining like terms. That's it for today.